What's going on, Commanders family? Welcome to another episode of Everything Commanders. I'm your host, Dream Team Buddha. Listen, the Washington Commanders just made a few roster moves today. They released a few players after that massacre that took place in our first preseason game last Friday night. One in which AP just drafted last season. Let's talk about it.
Welcome to Everything Commanders with your host, Dream Team Buddha. Hail to the Commanders.
Okay, Commanders family, if you will, do your boy a favor, hit that subscribe button, turn the bell notifications on, make sure you drop a like on this video and drop a comment down in the comment section and tell me happy Monday. Now let's get into this episode. All right, y'all, so the Washington Commanders, they made some roster moves today. And you're going to be seeing little subtle roster moves throughout the all season as we ramp up and prepare for the regular season that take place in less than a month away. Now, all over social media the past few days, they just like been trying to clown the Washington Commanders for what took place on Friday night, which is understandable. We deserve it for how we looked and what we put out there on the field last Friday night. It just was not a good look at all. Now, I know it's old news and I'm not going to cry over spilled milk, but at the end of the day, it happened. And when stuff like that happen, you have to take some time, look in the mirror and say to yourself, how can I get better? And in this instance, as a team, you got to say, how can we get better? Coach stated yesterday in his press conference for their last practice open to the fans out in Ashburn for the preseason game. It was a military day. He had a presser before the practice started, and he stated that, which you should already know if you're a Commanders fan, every Monday we have a Tell the Truth Monday. It's a thing that Coach came in here with. It's something that holds the players accountable, something that players can actually step up and say, I made the mistake. I'm willing to right those wrongs, coach, or whatever the case may be, or you get disciplined the way you get disciplined, whether it's running more laps, or you may even lose your starting job, or you may lose your job in general. But the point of it is for you to get better, and when you make mistakes, you must be held accountable. So, the Washington Commanders made some moves today. They signed cornerback E. Bassie. I ain't want to say his first name. I think it's Isang. I ain't want to butcher that. So it's E. Bassie, cornerback Antonio Hampton Sr., and linebacker Duke Riley. Now, I seen the Duke Riley signing yesterday, but they signed one of the cornerbacks late last night, and I was asleep. You know your boy was knocked out. But anyway, I'm feeling good this Monday morning, and I'm hoping that you're having a great start to your week. Monday, I want you to get out there. I want you to move around a little bit and, get some fresh air and have a great week. You feel me? Also, we released, after what happened on Friday, we released a few players. We released defensive end William Fehoko Jr. Now, he was pretty much a training camp bout. I didn't think he was going to make this team anyhow. Also, we released cornerback Allen George and linebacker Dominique Hampton, the safety that was drafted by AP Adam Peters in this organization last year. 7th round pick though. Now, 9 times out of 10, you get drafted in the 7th round. You got a chance to make the team, but you on a short lease. And that's exactly what happened, because last year when they drafted him, he was injured up. He was hurt. He didn't really get a chance to display what he can do for the Commanders or how he can become that Jeremy Chin 2.0, as others were saying that he was. He's just like Jeremy Chin, and he never panned out to be it. He ain't even gonna get a chance because he's no longer on the roster. Now, I watched in the game and I saw how sloppy he was. Yeah, he made a couple tackles. He did his thing a little bit, but not enough to stay on this roster. We trying to have the best 53-man roster in the NFL. And in this particular time, the best 90-man roster, because we trying to see, may the best man win. And this goes to show you that AP and the gang ain't holding on to nobody. If you're not going to give us production, bye-bye. We'll holler at you. We want the best people on this roster. And last season, he was drafted to be a safety. But because he was injured, you know, you sitting on the sideline and coaches sitting there looking at it like, you know what? Maybe they saw something in him. They said, you know what? Maybe we can make him a linebacker. Let's try that. So he switched to linebacker late last season or at the end of the season, whatever the case may be. But he switched. He had to make the transition. Now, a lot of times when you see people doing stuff like this, like you getting your position switched, 9 times out of 10, that's the last step before you go out the door. You better be grateful that they changed your position for you to actually have a chance to be successful at another position. Because think about it, Jamin Davis, we drafted him to be the middle linebacker. He came in here, the Ron Rivera regime. He came in here to be the middle linebacker. We noticed that he couldn't use his brain too much. He wasn't a quick thinker. He didn't have the instincts of a middle linebacker. They tried to move him to outside linebacker, and they wasn't using him properly. Not this new regime, granted, but when the new regime came in, when Dan Quinn and the gang came in, they said, let's move him to defensive end. He did not make it to be defensive end. He was let go by the Washington Commanders. And although I saw some potential in him, for whatever reason, they didn't see as much potential in him to keep him. And I'm no coach. I'm no GM. I'm not on the team. I'm just a fan on the sideline reporting on the team. So he can come play on my roster. You know what I'm saying? If I had a 53-man roster, I'd like to have Jamin Davis, and he can come play for me on Madden. But that's about it. And see, when you get your position switched, they trying everything they possibly can do in their power to keep you on this roster. But one thing I love about this whole situation, the Washington Commanders don't hold on to anybody. Okay? Also, along with the moves that was made with them releasing those players and signing those players, they placed Lucas Niang and cornerback Kevon Seymour on injured reserve, which means Lucas Niang is done for the season. He definitely done for the season. They was hoping that he could be a training camp baddie and possibly make it to be one of the linemen, the big uglies up front on offense to make the team. He had a lot to do to actually make the team, because the only reason why he was signed because Brandon Coleman had a little injury. You already know Sam Cosmi was injured, whatever the case may be. Also, Andrew Wiley came up with a little injury or something like that, or whatever the case may be. Or he didn't travel with the team. So they needed more bodies to play in this preseason game. So he had a long shot to make the roster. He wasn't gonna make it anyway if he wasn't gonna be great, but you know. So my prayers with tackle Lucas Niang. Hopefully you get healthy, and hopefully you can have a full recovery, and you can come back next season and try out for another team. Hell, if it's the Washington Commanders, you can come try out for the Washington Commanders. That'll be great too. We always preaching competition at every position, and if you come back on your stuff and you better than the next man, so be it. So be it. But we got some dogs on the offensive line. You're gonna have to work. So yeah, like I said, man, after Friday, man, you'd have thought they would let a few players go, and that's exactly what took place. So I'm not too shocked as far as the roster moves, because they make roster moves every day. But I am shocked that they did let Dominique Hampton go. I thought that he would at least make the practice squad, and they would give him another year because they drafted Dominique Hampton. However, they said, I got news for you, Buddha. We ain't holding on to nobody that ain't trying to be held on to. Now, the only thing left to do is get this damn deal done with Terry. Let's hurry that up. Let's stop playing around. But anyway, I ain't want to be before y'all too long. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification button. Turn the bell notifications on just so you can see these videos when they drop. And when these videos drop, I can keep you in the know with everything Commanders. And make sure y'all hit like on this channel. Help me get in the algorithm. Drop a comment or two. Hey, listen, say have a blessed week in the comments, whatever. Just drop something in the comment section, hit that like on the joint, share this video. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all that be rocking with your boy, because we finna go crazy this season. That's gonna do it for your boy, man. Before I go, y'all know how I do it. Left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Long live my brother Rico. You see him. You see him. You see him right there. Long live my brother Rico, man. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.